I have the impression that the Buddhists know something about peace that maybe I could learn. And over the last couple of years, I've had the opportunity to hear this one Buddhist monk do a couple of different presentations, and I've watched, because I try to watch people that I know are smarter than me, I've watched how he starts his presentation. So I'm going to start mine like he does, but I thought I'd better explain, because otherwise you might think I'd kind of lost it up here. But this is how he starts his presentations. Good morning. And thank you to all of you who smiled back at me. In 1965, Bruce Tuckman published an article titled Developmental Sequence in Small Groups. Now, just a fun fact to know, while we consider him the father of these stages of group development, that's actually not his life's work. He's gone on to do a lot of research in education, and his current research is about motivation in college students. Since that time, he and many others have expanded on the stages, dissected them, renamed them, and if you want to know something about that, this is not an academic presentation, but if you'll go into Google and put in group dynamics, you'll see 1.5 million hits, and you can start your reading there. Today's presentation is to take the work of these bright folks and say, how might this apply to our collaborative group process? Is there something here that we could learn from all the work they've done? A stage is any distinct period in a sequence of events. When we talk about stages in a process, there's really two things we want to know, big questions we want to know. Where are we in the process? And more importantly, what's going to happen next? And here's a common example, something all of you might be familiar with, or at least I'm familiar with, of stages of development. And frankly, until I was Googling for pictures, I hadn't thought much about the little egg down in the corner, because my first experience with monarchs always begins with that caterpillar. But if the kids bring home a caterpillar in a jar, I don't freak out when I discover it's gone and there's an alien pod hanging in there, because I know something about monarch stages of development. Further, I don't call my psychiatrist when the pod breaks open and a butterfly appears. So the benefit of knowing something about stages is it cuts down on your medication expenses. So here's the stages of group development. There's lots of versions of this, but I like this version, of course, because they rhyme. So we have forming, storming, norming, and transforming. In order to accomplish our big goal, predicting what our group is going to do next, the group stage theory should tell us they get some education about effective negotiation communication. The team has the opportunity to role model effective communication. The agenda specifically includes time for the clients to share interests and goals, which are, in this case, the group goals. But there's also a danger at this stage. One of my favorite theologians is Dr. Seuss, and today's readings are all from How I Had Trouble in Getting to Solace Salou. If we had a bookstore here, I'm sure it would be out there. In the book, the main character confronts some of the same challenges we do, and here's how his story begins. I was real happy and carefree and young, and I lived in a place called the Valley of Vung, and nothing, not anything ever went wrong until, well, one day I was walking along, and I guess I got careless. I guess I got gawking at daisies and not looking where I was walking. Not looking where I was walking. Well, the danger of collaborative forming is when professionals are overcome by romanticism and we skip the basics. You might hear me saying something like, these people get along so well, I think we can skip the expectations of conduct. Or, we worked together before, we probably don't need a conference call ahead of time. Community, pretending there's no problems. It's clients not learn to use their skills and won't be able to progress until they use them successfully. So here's a deep thought for you. If you ever thought you were in norming stage and were surprised to find yourself in storming, you were never in norming. You were in pseudo community. And here's some definitions for you. Hell, 1, any place of pain and turmoil. 2, in Christianity, it's the abode of Satan and the forces of evil. And 3, when your collaborative clients cycle repeatedly through pseudo-community and storming. Let me illustrate this with another setting that I think you'll all be able to picture, and this is about 2 different 5th grade classrooms. And I'm going to call the teacher Smith and Jones. So remember, it's far enough into the school year that enough time has passed theoretically these 2 classrooms could be at the norming stage. Smith leaves the class and goes next door to consult with Jones about the faculty meeting. While Smith is standing there talking to Jones, Smith hears a rising millions of people immediately warning stage because the group leaders let the group members have the power, and millions have cycled repeatedly through the storming stage because the leadership kept fixing the problem for the group. And it's not just the group process you're trust the collaborative process. Remember, the collaborative process is very well designed for preparing for and moving through the storming stage. And when we do that, we will finally arrive on the banks of the beautiful River Wahoo, where they never have troubles, at least very few. And there it is, Sala Salou. If you're really in the norming stage, you'll know this will be the easiest work you've ever done. It's the easiest work you've ever done because the power's been passed to the client. They've internalized the culture of interest-based negotiations. So like fifth graders, your clients will take care of business without your constant direction as well. Now remember, norming functions, the ugliness of storming, our more common errors is quick retreat into pseudo-community, entirely avoiding the conflict. One clue that we've retreated into pseudo-communities when we spent all of our entire debriefs strategizing about how we're going to fix the couples problem, instead of identifying our own strengths and weaknesses in an honest exchange of compliments and criticism. Why are we so conflict avoidant? Well, I want you to like me. I want you to invite me on your next case. And I fear I might not get invited if I mention that I would appreciate it if you'd be on time to phone conferences. And of course, the ugly punchline is I may tell everyone else about your shortcomings, but I have a hard time telling you. I think a lot of teams just remain in pseudo-community, gritting their teeth and never addressing the real issues in the team's performance. And to move our teams to norming, we need to use the skills we teach our clients. You'll have to find a way to respectfully tell me I need to retake the basic course. Or better, give me specific feedback on how I did not preach and reveal our interests, and trust that the others will help us meet those interests. And once you've done the hard work of getting your team into norming, stage is your local practice group at. Stage is Flytex at. Sounds like we have a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of great tools at hand. So my last three pieces of advice: trust the process, use our resources, quote Dr. Seuss as often as possible. Then I started back home to the Valley of Vung. I know I'll have troubles. I'll maybe get stung. I'll always have troubles. I'll maybe get bit by that green-headed quail on the place where I sit. But I bought a big bat. I'm all ready, you see. Now my troubles are going to have troubles with me. Thank you.